that's where I wanted to come in and do my part to kind of make them a little bit cooler and bring them back so that they can prolong their life, you know, give them new life furniture, if you will.
Hey, there's somebody making a racket out here.
Oh man, I'm doing my video.
I'm a whatto?
All right, hi everyone, it's Kyle back with you. I just wanted to give a little introduction of myself. My name's Kyle Van Der Zam, mid-30s, Canadian from Langley, BC, whoop whoop, Langley, and just wanted to start this business as a fun side hobby. I noticed in our classifieds, people were throwing away tables every single day. Dressers, tables, couches, just so much furniture that I thought there was something fun that you could do with it there. Looked online on YouTube and noticed how many people were renovating, making things new and chic and pretty cool style. So I wanted to try that myself. It's something that you can easily do yourself if your community's throwing away a lot of good furniture, good pieces of wood that you can actually work with. You can pick that up yourself and go right ahead. It's a pretty simple thing to start. And just wanted to start on the YouTube channel here obviously too, and get a following, and hopefully if we can get enough subscribers, so make sure that you subscribe, and we can start doing this full time, hopefully on the side here, and get YouTube to start paying us so that I can start collecting more of these and not having to rely on just selling the pieces, but rely more on you, all the viewers. So if you ever have any comments or questions or anything like that, just comment below and I'll answer you, and we can see what answers we can get for your questions. Otherwise, let's get to work. Woo-wee! Okay, so we're down to just filling in some of the holes on the table here. I had to run out and go grab some wood filler, so we're going to use some mini wax wood filler, put it in all the grooves here, and get ready to fill some of the holes and sand it down. Again, you got to use with what you got right now. All I got is an underground parquet, so that's what we got. That's what we're going to use. So we'll take our mini wax, throw it into all the holes, let it dry overnight. Tomorrow we'll just give it a quick sand to smooth it nice and flush with the wood, and then paint it and get ready to go and do everything. We'll show you that next. Some mini wax wood filler last night, put it into all the parts that needed some wood filling, let it dry, and now we're just going to sand everything, prep it, get it ready to go. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so we got everything sanded down, at least on the base wise. We're going to do the top of the table in a little bit here after. We need some of the paint to dry on the base, so you got to schedule your time accordingly. That's the hard part too. Don't want to waste too much time doing everything twice over. So we sanded this down. Take a wet damp cloth, you just wipe down everything over to try to get away all the dust particles, and then you're good to go. Now we're just going to take our tape measure. We're going to measure out the distance that I want to tape off, and we're going to apply that gold spray paint to make the gold table foot edgings, I guess you'd call it. Okay everyone, so we're back at it now. We just have our paintbrush in our royal blue. I've gone ahead and painted all the underneath sides of the table. Again, just dipping the brush in, stroking it, pretty easy stuff like that. Want to leave some of the open spots here because again, we're going to go over the entire thing with that chocolate stain. That way it'll work into the grooves and also show up on that exposed part there, which is going to make a really cool effect. We also went ahead and painted our base. Hopefully you can see that here. Again, we went through all the grooves and everything. It's a little hard with the blue on blue floor mat there. But that's going to look good. Same thing, we left exposed spaces. And we're going to just, again, take the chocolate stain and go over everything. And hoo-wee, ready to go. So let's go ahead and stain it up. Again, for this look, you just want to rub it over everything. We're going right over the paint, right into those open exposed areas. We're going to put as much as we can in there, and then with a dry cloth, we're going to come on over and wipe it away. You only want to let this sit for maybe a couple of seconds, so don't do the whole thing and then rub it. Do it by little section by section, and that way you can stay on top of it. Best part of the build is coming up right now. This is the final stain. We're gonna put the stain, as I said, right over the lace. So again, you can see the magic. We're just gonna take a little bit of that stain, not too much, and again, we're gonna rub it and put it right over. So you see how it goes on? We're just gonna put that right over the whole thing. Get a nice rub down in there. Again, put it on thick. That's what you want. Put it on nice and thick. Take a cloth. And that's going to be our exposed table. Again, we're probably going to go over it a couple times. Make sure this is nice and thick. Let's go ahead. Alright, so we finished our table off. We got all the Varathane put on top, all over the base and all over our top. And it looks okay. I'm not really too happy with this piece. I think it kind of sucks. I don't really like the color. And I didn't really like that texture that I was trying to go for, which was that exposed wood with a little bit of the color putting through. The darker colors don't really work. So I think you got to stick with that turquoise, lighter colors, maybe some pinks or some reds. If you're going to do blue, do some real light blues. The dark stuff, blacks, maybe some browns, doesn't really work with that accent. Now on this table, it's all wood except for actually the top is a bit of veneer. I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal, but it ends up being a big deal. It doesn't absorb the paint, it doesn't absorb the stain as well, so if you're going to do some projects, make sure it's 100% wood. That's my advice. If you want to still use some veneer sidings on dressers or whatnot, it's up to you, but I don't know, for me I can tell veneer's no good. All wood is the way to go, absorbs the paint, takes the stain. I think that's what we're looking for. I don't know, I think it came okay, but I think I'm going to dump this piece and try to get rid of it real quick. But I don't know, tell me what you think in the comments and how you think I'm doing so far on some of my other projects. Now on this piece we did a lot more of that gold accent, that gold metallic accent pieces. Usually I like to do some of the feet on the tables. It just gives a little bit more of that 1920 vintage antique look where they used to put real pieces of metal on the furniture there. So if you come down and you look at this, you'll see that I did the normal bottom of the base. I also did the feet. And now I added a little bit more of the rings. Now the one thing you got to be careful for when you're doing with this is that when you spray the gold directly onto the wood, it's very finicky and it doesn't stick as well as what you think you want it to do. So you actually have to put some sort of a primer base. Now you can use the original paint, whether it's the blue or you can go get a primer gray or white, but I think any paint will work. This metallic gold or silver actually just goes right over the paint and bonds with it and makes a really nice look for you. So that's kind of the trick. Paint it, then put the metallic on it. When you're working in fine detail areas with it too, just be careful. It gets pretty finicky because it shoots, it's clear with gold flake in it. So if you're trying to spray getting that gold look, it's gonna make runs on you. So you really got to do it light, wait 15 minutes, 2 coats, wait 15 minutes, 3 coats, and you'll probably have to do 4 or 5 coats to try to get that look that you really want.